Hello everyone, welcome back to the MX-5. I know it's been quite some time, hasn't it? I think the last video I did was back in August, I think. So yes, it has been quite a long time, and for that I do apologise. So this will be episode 11 of living with a Mazda MX-5, if I'm not mistaken. Now, yeah, like I said a few moments ago, I do apologise that there have been very little update videos in regards to my MX-5. I've been very busy lately, as I'm sure you can see on the on my YouTube channel. And in all honesty, whenever I've tried to film a video with this car, it hasn't quite gone to plan. So quite a few weeks ago, quite a few weeks ago, probably more like a few months ago, I teamed up with Exhausted, a fellow YouTuber and MX-5 owner, because we were trying to diagnose what was causing the alternator to screech, and we were also trying to find out what that rattle was. So if you've watched the previous living with a Mazda MX-5 video, you will know that I've had this annoying rattle slash clunk that I've not been able to find out what the root cause is, and to this day I've still got no idea what it is. I've not really had much chance to really investigate. So in today's video, actually, I've just almost forgotten, the second video I tried to film with this car, which didn't go to plan, was cleaning the roof. So I bought some roof cleaning products from Moss Europe, and basically, to cut a long story short, I left myself with too little daylight. So it was well, it's winter in the UK now, therefore the days are shorter. So yes, I ran out of light, so that was quite annoying. Then I wanted to film a video talking about the hardtop, but because it's been so wet recently in the UK, I've not had a chance to do so. So as you can see, the hardtop isn't on, and the roof is down, and it's quite a nice day today. Quite windy, if I'm honest, up here on Epsom Downs. But yes, anyway, I'm starting to babble on quite a bit, so let's go for a drive. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about updates, what's going to be happening in 2019, what kind of modifications you can expect for this car, and general just housekeeping bits. So for example, I need a new speaker for the driver's door, and a few other little bits and pieces. So let's start up the engine. He says, if I left it in gear, no. Lovely, right. Yes, let's go for a drive and get out of this rather windy, breezy car park. Right. A little bit of slippage from the rear there. So I think the rear tyres are probably a good place in which to start my update video. So as you may know, quite some time ago I put new alloys on this car, and as such I've got different tyres. So on the front axle I've got Good Ride tyres, which are some kind of budget brand, and on the rear axle I've got Pirelli P6000, which they're fine in the drive, but when it's a little bit greasy, damp or wet, they are... yeah, the grip isn't fantastic. They are about as grippy as Teflon. So thankfully, the roads are drying out today because it has rained. But yes, at some point, I will definitely want to get some better rear tyres for this car, because as much as sliding about can be fun, obviously it's not the safest way of driving, and I want to make it clear I don't drift around every roundabout. I don't get the back out every time I have the opportunity, because that would be irresponsible, of course. But what I'm getting at is, when the place is right and the time is right, yes, this car can be a little bit eventful. I think that's the best way of putting it. So yeah, as much as it can be fun, there have been times where I've been driving this car on a dual carriageway and and I've aquaplaned, which can be pretty terrifying, to say the least. So yes, what I may do is to actually take the tyres off my old alloys, which are Bridgestone Turanzas, if I've pronounced that correctly, and transfer them onto these alloys. And then what I'd probably do is I'd sell my other alloys, probably. Oh, that M3 made a glorious noise. I will probably sell my other alloys with no tyres on them, purely because I don't think I'd be comfortable selling those alloys with these tyres, because yeah, they're not fantastic. Now these roads here are quite dry, so it's not too much of an issue. But yeah, would I call this car dangerous with these tyres on? No. This car, of course, doesn't have a lot of power. Therefore, when you can start to feel the back going out, it's very controllable, it's predictable, and all you really need to do is just take your foot off the throttle. So yeah, at no point have I felt, well, apart from aquaplaning on some dual carriageways, but at no point have I felt afraid in this car. And that leads me quite nicely onto turbocharging, because a few moments ago I said this car hasn't got a lot of power. Now, I was hoping to turbocharge the MX-5 this year, but I've not had the finances in order to do so. Therefore, that will have to go on my to-do list for 2019. However, I've got to a point where I'm kind of torn whether or not to turbocharge it, purely because half of me loves the fact that this car is rev happy. You need to really take it to the red line to get the power out of it, and I do like that, if I'm going to be honest. It gives the car character, and this car is a beautiful car to rev. This engine is made to be worked hard, and I actually really quite like that, if I'm going to be honest. However, the other half of me still wants to go down the turbocharging route because, well, more power, more fun. Now, I imagine that slide didn't look very dramatic on camera, but the back did start to go out there, which is, yeah, fun. And that's why I love cars like this. They make you smile, they make you laugh like an imbecile. Yes, where was I? Oh yes, turbocharging. So yes, the other half of me still wants to go down the turbocharging route, but if I'm honest, I wouldn't be searching for a great amount of power. Fellow YouTuber Exhausted, he has turbocharged his MX-5 to nigh on, oh wow, noble. Well done, sir. Or madam, you never know. Could be a female driver. A noble on that drive, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, Exhausted is pushing out around 250 brake horsepower in his MX-5, and he's talking about making it even more powerful. So he's either very brave or very mad, or maybe a combination of both. Me personally, I reckon I'd be looking for about 200 horsepower, brake horsepower, 220 at most, purely because I don't think this car needs a lot of power. It's a light car, it's around a ton, therefore, you know, I personally think 250 would be a little bit overkill. Oh, speed hump, am I going to scrape? No, good. I literally have no idea where I am. I'm just driving around Epsom Downs aimlessly. Oh, I can go in between these speed humps. Ha ha ha. Yes. So yeah, I wouldn't go for 250. I think 200, 220 would be ample in this car. So yes, I'm looking to turbocharge it. Well, half of me is looking to turbocharge it. Like I say, I am still a little bit hesitant in my decision. One thing I do really want to do is to respray the car. Now, I love the colour on this car. I think it looks fantastic, purely because in some lights it looks blue, others it looks green, and when it's kind of dusk it looks black, and I think it's a lovely colour. I like the way how it's almost like a chameleon, it just keeps changing. It's very nice indeed. So yes, I am looking to respray the car to bring it back to its former glory. I will be keeping it the same colour, so for those of you expecting me to change the colour, I will not be doing that, purely because A, I want to keep it original, and B, if you want to respray the whole car, then you have to do the engine bay and all the nooks and crannies, which obviously takes more time and it will cost more money, of course. So no, I'm going to keep it the original colour. So yes, a respray is on the cards. That is something I definitely want to do. And to be honest, I know this may sound mad, but I'm more keen to get the car resprayed as opposed to getting it turbocharged, which some of you may find a little bit hard to believe. What else am I looking to do for this car next year? Well, I would like to take it on track. Therefore, I would probably want to improve the brakes a little bit, although the brakes I've got on the car now are actually pretty good, so that may not be needed. Roll bar. Now, I'm really torn on the decision about whether to fit a roll bar or not, purely because I'd have to cut away at the car, and you know, when I saw Exhausted cutting away at my Mark II to fit a roll bar to that was pretty painful to watch. It was like watching your nearest and dearest have heart surgery and you're there at the operating table watching it. Yeah, it was a little bit uncomfortable. So, love this car so much. So I know a lot of you will be screaming at me, well Aaron, if you're looking to take it on track, you have to have a roll bar, and I completely, yeah, I understand where you're coming from. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to cut away at Monique. No, no one can harm Monique. Monique is her name, in case you're wondering. Chosen by both myself and my wife Patsy. I've never been one for naming cars, but I don't know, for this car it kind of felt right. So let's see, what else? There's a few little things I want to do, like just maintenance bits. So the speaker in my door, it rattles and distorts. That needs to be changed. I'd like to get new door bushes for the door, so the doors don't rattle as much. They're not overly expensive though, about 40-50 quid if that, I'm not too sure. Let's see, what else have I got planned? Yeah, so I can't think of anything else major I've got planned for this car other than common indicate, self-cancel, fine, don't. Other than the turbo, potentially, or respray. It's about time they re-tarmac this road. This road was one of the worst roads in my area. Absolutely woeful. It had more craters than the moon. So it's about time they actually did something about it. So yeah, that's really my update and my plans for next year. Apologies if it's not been the most riveting video you've ever watched on my channel, but I wanted to do something with the MX-5 before 2018 was over. And as I said earlier, the previous videos I've tried to film with this car were just a bit botched and haphazard, and yeah, I didn't want to use them because they weren't particularly good. I simply love the Cobalt exhaust. It sounds fantastic. Probably the best thing I've done to this car so far. Yeah. So yes, there we have it, guys. That is my update for the MX-5 for Monique. I can't really think of much else to say, in all honesty. Come on, Peugeot, come on. There we go. Forgot to say, obviously, I'll be looking to sort out these tyres as well. That's also on my to-do list. But until then, I think it's about time I stop waffling on and end this video. I hope you have enjoyed it, guys. If so, give it a massive thumbs up. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click that bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. And if you aren't subscribed, guys, what are you waiting for? Be sure to subscribe for more car obsession. I drop it down.